Greetings, friends, and welcome to the month of August. We're so delighted that you have joined us for yet again the CDC experience. My name is Dr. Jeffrey Johnson. I am privileged to be the Chief Operating Officer for the CDC of Tampa. It brings me great joy to introduce to you today some amazing men that have made great strides in supporting other people, and they're giving back to the community after they have given to our armed forces. So the month of August is a very interesting month because it's supporting Black Business Month. And I wanted to make sure that we did something to support our men, our brothers in arm, and the services and the businesses that they are now embarking upon after the retirement from the United States military. It gives me great joy today to introduce you to Major Tony Williams. He was retired. He's a retired major from the United States Army, and then Sergeant Major LaHarold Woodhouse. Would you help me welcome both of these gentlemen to the CDC experience? Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good morning. Awesome.
How you doing? All right.
Now, I know there's more energy and volume from these two brothers.
Oh,
There.
All right. Now we're talking.
So now we have Sergeant Major here in the middle and we have Major here on the end. Thank you so much for being here today. And I want to say once again that as this is Black Business Support Month, we want to make sure that we're supporting those who are supporting other people. You both are retired from the United States Army, but you're giving back in your daily pursuit and community. And I want to make sure that we're sharing with our audience the amazing things that we're doing. So we're going to start with you, Major. Major Williams, tell us a little bit about you. Just give us an introduction and why do you enjoy giving back to people?
Thanks. I appreciate the introduction. So I'm a military brat, which means I've been everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So I grew up in the military.
Wait a minute. Let's go back. You've been everywhere.
Everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
That's my first time hearing that.
Yeah, that's right. Just long enough to say I've been there.
Okay.
Right? And because of that, and so I joined the military at 17, actually a high school dropout. And I say that to make a point, because even as a high school dropout, and when I went in the military, I had people who mentored me, and I got my GED, and then I eventually was awarded the ROTC scholarship for an officer. From a high school dropout to that's one of the benefits about being in the military. And in that process, I spent 8 years enlisted, so I'm a Mustang, which means I'm bilingual. I can speak both the enlisted talk and officers long. So I did 24 years. I've been to several wars, Bronze Star, all that crazy stuff. But that's pretty much what I've done as far as my military career.
Thank you for your service, Sergeant Major. Tell us about you, man.
yeah. So my name's LaHarold Woodhouse. I'm originally born in Memphis, Tennessee. Currently now a Tampa native. Proud to say that. Go Bucks. My career basically started at the age of 19. I tried college as soon as I graduated high school. I also received an ROTC scholarship that I did not take advantage of because I didn't think I was going to be in the military. But after going to college for a semester, I realized college wasn't for me. So then I failed onto the military and joined the military in 1989, and just found myself progressing throughout my military career. Also, very distinguished military career, family man, and God-fearing man as well.
So I want to pick up with the question that I asked you, and I want to make sure that you guys both answer that. Why do you choose to give back after giving years to the military? Why continue to work and support other people? So I'm going to start with you, Major.
That's an interesting question because, when I got out of the military, the first thing is, what I'm going to do now that I'm grown up. and I fortunately met my wife, and she's a police officer in Jersey, and she was giving. And that started that path to giving. But I've always put things in the veteran spot. But I can tell you what's going on with my nonprofit, Veterans Council Veteran. I really say it's a God assignment. And what's the most important thing when it's a God assignment is being obedient. So that's one of the things that keeps me driving for it since 2014. So really, it's that God assignment.
Why do you give back?
Perfect. The reason why I give back is I've always found myself from a young kid giving back to the community in one shape, fashion, or another. But when it really hit me, is just like Major Williams here said, I had to find out what my godly purpose was. Because serving for 27 years in the military, the only thing I ever knew to do was to help veterans. So once I retired, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with the rest of my life. And doing that search, I found myself in a dark place. So once upon a time, I thought about committing suicide. During that period, I went to one of the ministers at church. He told me, I believe you just lost your godly purpose. He said, you need to find out what it is that you really enjoy doing. And it always came back to helping veterans. And so I started a ministry at church for veterans. Then COVID happened, church shut down. Then I met a gentleman that asked me about playing golf. And I said, golf, that's the most boringest thing in the world. You know, like, who golfs these days? But when everything was shut down for COVID, there was really nothing else to do. And seeing how beautiful the golf course was the first time I went out there, I was just so at peace with myself. And I said, if this is doing this for me, maybe I can do this and show other people what I'm going through to see if it'll help them. And that's when I found out that this was my godly purpose, was to help and serve other veterans.
So let's talk a little bit about your businesses. Your business is I Golf for Vets. Your business is Veterans Counseling Veterans. So tell us a little bit about I Golf for Vets. How did you come up? You've said a little bit about it. How did you come up with that idea? And then, Major, I want you to share the same thing.
All right. Basically, when I gathered those resources for church to start a veterans ministry, when church shut down, I had nothing to do with those resources. Then I found myself on a golf course, and it put me at calm and at ease. And during that time, like I said earlier, I was like, if this is helping me, maybe I can use these resources to help other people that may be in the same situation that I'm in. So I just basically started introducing it to some of my close friends and family members to see if they felt the same thing that I was feeling, and they did. And I said, you know what? Not only am I bringing veterans to the golf course and introducing it to them for the very first time, I used another one of my assets, which is I worked at the Department of Veteran Affairs for 3 years and took those resources that I learned doing that job to help veterans get their pensions, claims, and things of that sort. And our success rate doing both, introducing them to the game of golf and assisting them with getting their benefits, made them all feel, warm and comfortable to where now some of them don't even drink as much as they used to drink. Some of them
So they haven't stopped. They just don't drink as much as
they haven't stopped. We're not here to
I guess we had this conversation offline because Navy sailors.
They gonna drink. They gonna drink.
And cursors. Yeah, you can curse too.
But what we do is we use other means within golf. It's a better therapeutic way to help veterans cope with their mental health disabilities and stuff. So it's not going to eliminate it, but what we do is we help mitigate some of that.
Veterans Counseling Veterans.
First, I gotta say something. I always get amazed. Sergeant Major. I keep seeing that beard. I said, man, you got nothing. I said, man, if I would got in big time trouble if I said, what the heck? I'm just saying.
He got a shaved chit, so he could wear
Dang, man.
it.
It's all good. Yeah, okay. So Veterans Counseling, I'm telling you, it's a God assignment. It's one of those things you can really see it when you read the book later on. Well, I was getting my degree in counseling. I wanted to get a degree in counseling because my wife, she was doing focus on domestic violence, and so I said I want to get something. But I always want to take care of the veterans and their families. So everything had to be in that framework, not in her framework. And so I got interned. I actually got accepted for internship at the VA, James A. Haley VA, which I was the first one in Troy University to get selected. So I went there and I got put in suicide prevention. Now at that time I didn't know I wasn't too much of suicide right? I was more another PTSD stuff. Right. But that's where the thought and the God assignment came, because I said, well, I noticed when I was talking to a lot of people, most of them were not veterans. But I would say 80% of the people in the VA are not veterans. And I said, well, why can't veterans take care of veterans? That's where Veterans Counseling Veterans came. And then it just blew up from there. And Veterans Counseling Veterans, it's evolved, but its primary mission is to prevent veteran suicide by eliminating stressors. We got 5 programs that address high-risk suicide. Women veterans is MST. The women veterans have twice the rate of suicide than non-women veterans because of being military sexual assaulted. So we have a military sexual program, military sexual trauma program. Elderly veterans are the demographics actually dying. That's increasing to die by suicide. Elderly veterans. And Florida has 719,000 veterans over age 65. So we got a program for them. Families. Take care of the families, you take care of the veterans. So we got a family program. We're going to have a summit coming up in November to address the families. So not only we worry about the veterans, we're at the families as well. And counseling. That's what the key piece here is. So we are referral. So when you come to me, you can contact me, and you want to get a counselor, you feel like he or she should be a veteran or a spouse of a veteran, come to me. I have over 800 connections that are either spouses or veterans themselves, and I'll connect you with them so that way you can get counseled by somebody who knows what you're going through.
This is so unique because both of you, through your programs, have some type of counseling venture. Me being new to the armed services, September will be 3 years for me serving as a chaplain in the United States Navy. My time is so consumed with sailors that are young, that have suicidal ideations, who feel as if life is not worth living because of a bad breakup. They bring so many inherited problems to the military that was never addressed. And so now when you drop somebody off in the middle of nowhere, family is nowhere there, and they have to PCS somewhere and be gone for 3 years and not having that support system. When you have unresolved issues, trauma, and you go through your military career, you may retire, but those things are still there. Those hurts are still there. To know that you have programs available, and you guys just don't work with those who are in the Army, you work with all veterans from all armed services. And so I greatly appreciate that. Tell us about some upcoming things that your organizations may have going on in the near future. So Sergeant Major, what do you have going on?
All right, I have weekly events all throughout the Tampa area. Right now, we're in the process of looking to expand our organization, not only within Tampa and the Florida area, but as well as other areas within the United States. We currently have golf courses overseas as well, because a lot of people don't understand that there's a lot of veterans that live abroad with family members as well. So right now, we're currently in Dominican Republic, we're in Panama, we're in Jamaica, and the Bahamas. So we're looking to expand that as well with all the thousands and thousands of veterans and family members that live there. Our next upcoming tournament is going to be December 4th, which we could join forces with another group called the Good Time Gang Cigar Group, GTG. So there's nothing like cigars, bourbon, and golf. I mean, those three just go hand in hand.
We talked about how much y'all like to drink.
Oh, here we see. I'm about to refer you to Tony. You might need some counseling. But we have that coming up. Also, it would be our 5th annual golf tournament, which is our scholarship fundraiser, which we do in the month of May of 2026. So if that's going on right now, those are our two biggest events, to include some of our international programs. The other big thing that we're going to launch next year in 2026 is our youth program. I'm currently partnered right now with Middleton High School and Bell Creek Academy, that iGolfer Vets will be furnishing their golf uniforms for their golf team, as well as thanks to some of my sponsors, GTE Financial, 7th and Grove. So their logo is going to be posted on those uniforms as well to show their appreciation and our appreciation for businesses supporting the cause.
Tony, what's going on with you?
Man, I tell you that when I say it's a God assignment again, and I don't know how you guys are, but I'm kind of lazy when it comes to that. And God will say, Tony, do this. And I'm like, you mean that? Right over there? So he's been doing that for me for the last 14 years. So what he's done is I was inducted to the Florida Veterans Hall of Fame about 2 years ago. But it's not about me. It's really about God saying, do more. Do more. Now, I like to say, I like to be a little small bagel. They only take care of 5 people in that dang community. But God says, no, do more. So because of that, my events have a bigger, broader appeal. So like I said, serving early veterans, we just did 2 conferences last month, one in June, one in Hillsborough, and the other one in St. Pete, Pinellas. And we had the leadership from both areas. We had the veteran service involved for Pinellas and Hillsborough. We had the VAs from both sides. We have all that. And that's one of my job. One of my assignments is to bring the resources together so we know what's out there. On top of the Elder Veterans Program, and that's personal because I got a dad, 88 years old. He'll be 89 in 2 weeks. And guess what? Guess where I'm going to be 13th of August with Dad. Living that, I started seeing the struggles that these elderly veterans have. And so I said, what do I do? As usual, Tony, create a program. Okay, got it. So, yeah.
That's how God
That's
talks
how
to
he
you.
talks to me. I don't know how he talks to you. I don't know how he talks to me. That's how I said, that's kind of like, hey, Tony, stop it.
It's good to know you're listening, though.
Yeah, sometimes I get confused. Like, is that you guys talking? But anyway. So what's coming up now, as far as this Serving Elderly Veterans program, besides the conferences, bring the resources, we're going to have support groups, elderly veteran support groups. We're going to start our first one coming up is going to be August the 9th, but before this it aired, August 9th from 10 to 11 and 10 to 11:30, and we're going to have guest speakers on each one. So this one here will be dementia and the veteran. So those out there, so this is not just for elderly veterans, it's for those who are actually supporting elderly veterans. So that's for everyone. So we want to start creating that community, right? Because I'm telling you, when you start dealing with dementia, you need a community. It's that kind of tough to deal with that thing. So we have to start a community. We're going to have experts every month. It's going to have elder law. We're going to have long-term, short-term camps, all the things that the veterans got to deal with. So that's coming up. And then military sexual trauma, I have my fourth one coming up, conference. It's going to be 18th of October. And I'm going to have the Veterans Family Mental Wellness Summit. And that's going to be on the 15th of November.
Sounds amazing. Would you tell our listening audience how they can learn more online about Veterans Counseling Veterans and iGolf for Vets? Tell us online, how can we reach you? How can people reach you?
Yeah, I'm for introvert, boy, I'm everywhere on these things, man. But you can find me on I got a website, Vets Counseling Vets. I'm on Instagram, Vets Counsel Vets. I'm on LinkedIn, Vets Counseling Vets, but also Ellsworth Williams too. I go by. My name is Ellsworth Williams, but I go by Tony. So if you look on LinkedIn, you'll see me there, and on X, Vets Counseling Vets where. So you can get me there, or you can just email me.
Yep. The same with me. You can definitely reach me on my website, which is igolfforvets.org. I'm also on social media platforms, Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. They're all iGolf for Vets. My LinkedIn is also LaHarold Woodhouse, as well as iGolf for Vets. So those are the different platforms you can reach me on.
Friends, we're so delighted that you had an opportunity just to come in the room with us today to be a part of this conversation with these two amazing men who have served our armed forces, and now they're giving back to the community. It is absolutely amazing. As a new person in the military, I'm learning from these gentlemen, and they are inspiring me. So thank you so much for Major Ellsworth Tony Williams being with us today, and Sergeant Major LaHarold Woodhouse, both of them retired from the United States Army. Their information is right here in this video if you desire to reach them again. Don't forget that the month of August every year is Black Business Support Month. Do your best to support a minority-owned business. Their life is changing because you see the need to support them. Once again, my name is Dr. Jeffrey Johnson, Lieutenant Jeffrey Johnson, United States Navy, Chief Strategy Officer for the CDC of Tampa, and you have been watching the CDC Experience. Let's support a business.